Today, let me share a story with you. A story that we all working professionals will be able to relate to. So, once upon a time, there was a dedicated professional named Raj who worked very hard, who was very sincere, fun loving, helpful at his 9 to 5 work. He was enjoying his 9 to 5 job until he started building a lot of stress. He started struggling to meet deadlines at work. He was always running from pillar to post in terms of meeting the deadlines, in terms of keeping his bosses happy, keeping his colleagues and team members very happy and pleased with his performance. In nutshell, I can say that he was struggling to exceed the expectations of everybody at work. And slowly, what started happening was that fun loving Raj that everybody knew about was no longer fun loving because he was always under stress. He had always anxiety. He was feeling a little isolated, lonely. He always felt that people were not understanding him. And this constant pressure at work started taking a toll on his mental health and his physical health too. He was unable to enjoy his life outside work. So soon Raj realized that he needed to find a way to handle this stress and this constant running and chasing after deadlines and trying to please everyone at work. He soon realized that yes, there is something to be done about it. Otherwise, I won't be able to last longer at this organization and I'll have to look for another job. And I think the other job also, my fun loving character will get changed into a very stressful, isolated Raj. And this is not the person that I'm liking. So I have to do something about it. And he takes charge of his current situation to change things for his own betterment. Does this sound familiar? I'm sure each and every working professional can relate to the story of Raj because when we join the organization, we are super happy, we are super excited, we are full of energy, and we're running from pillar to post, looking at what can be done at work, how innovative can I become, what is it that I can do at work, what value can I bring on table, and then we're running after things and soon our energy starts draining out. So we've all been there, we've all faced that. But how do we handle this situation? How do we fight this situation? Most of the time, people who are facing this stress and anxiety at work, they don't even know that they have stress and anxiety because they're so deep down into their work that they don't find time to realize I'm not a doctor or I'm not a practitioner that I can tell you that what are the symptoms. But having worked in the corporate sector for almost close to 3 decades, I can say one thing for sure that I know when I see that there is stress and anxiety in somebody because of work. I've been there, I've faced that stress and anxiety at work, and there were few things that I've done which has actually changed a lot of things at my workplace. So let me share with you in today's episode some of the techniques, some of those tips that I'm going to share with you, which will certainly help to take care of that stress and anxiety that you're facing because of your work life, because of your professional life. Grab your cups of coffee and let's get started with today's episode. Hello, everyone. This is Sonia, your companion and host on Thinking Out Loud Thursdays. And today we're going to be talking about how do you handle stress and anxiety at work so that you're able to take care of your mental health, you're able to take care of your work, and also you're able to improve your efficiency as well. So let's get started. But before that, please consider subscribing to my channel and you can even turn on your notification bell because every Thursday my new episode is out. So if you don't want to miss that new episode every Thursday, you can even turn on your notification bell. So let's get started. Like I mentioned that, many people, many professionals, they don't even know that they have stress and anxiety. Now, there are few things, a few changes that you will find in yourself if you are facing stress and anxiety at work. Now, that could be that you're feeling tired all the time, you irritated, you have very major mood swings coming up, you're feeling isolated at work, you have headaches, you're not able to have proper sleep, you don't feel like eating food, you have a lot of negative thoughts coming into your mind that, I don't think my boss is going to like this. I don't think my presentation is good enough for the meeting. I don't think my colleagues are going to approve of this idea that I'm sharing. You're feeling job insecurity because you're feeling your boss can fire you anytime. So these are few of the things if you're facing, then you might be having stress and anxiety. Like I mentioned, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a counselor, but having worked in the industry for almost 3 decades, I can certainly say that, these are some of the reasons that add stress and anxiety to your 9 to 5 job, and it starts affecting your mental and your physical health. So the first one is take a chill pill. Now you must be wondering, what is this take a chill pill? Now take a chill pill with deep breathing. Now you must be thinking, this is so simple, इससे तो कुछ भी नहीं होता है, हम तो कितनी बार सांस लेते रहते हैं, बट हमारे को तो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. Now yoga and pranayam have a reason that they are so strongly recommended by everybody. Now, I'm not telling you to do yoga as in complete yoga, but do some breathing exercises. Now, for example, you've just come out of a meeting where your boss literally thrashed you left, right, center. He discarded your ideas. He didn't appreciate anything, any hard work that you were doing, and you were really condemned for everything that you've done, right? So you feel disheartened, you are stressed out, your head is paining, you're feeling as if, there's so many needles that are being inserted in your head all the time. So best is find a quiet corner at your workplace and then just do deep breathing. Inhale, exhale. Now, this is a very good exercise. I do it most of the time when I feel even slight stress that I feel in my life. I do this. I find a quiet corner in the house or even at workplace. So it's not like you're stressed at work and you'll practice that deep breathing when you come back home. No. So if you're stressed there, take 2 minutes off. 2 minutes is not going to kill anything, or it's not going to make any difference that taking a 2 minute break, right? So for 2 minutes, find a quiet corner, go to conference room, go anywhere, shut the door, and then just sit somewhere and practice this deep breathing. Now inhale deeply, exhale out. Now, if you don't know that, how much you're supposed to inhale and exhale, let me give you a count. So you basically are inhaling for 4 counts, which is if I'm inhaling, so I've inhaled for 4 counts, I'm going to hold for 2 counts. And then I'm going to exhale counting 6 counts. So let me try this again, right? So breathe in counting 4, hold your breath counting 2, and then exhale counting 6. Simple. You will certainly, when you do this couple of times, do it for a few minutes. As long as you can do it, you will certainly feel that your muscles are relaxing. Your mind is calming down. The heart rate that was so high, your heart rate will come back to normal. There's a lot of benefit of this deep breathing. Please try this even at your workplace. Find a quiet corner and do this, because this provides you with the relaxation that you need to relax your muscles, relax your mind, and calm down your heart rate also, right? So please do this. Take a chill pill. That's the reason I'm saying take a chill pill with deep breathing. It works. Now, the second technique that I'm going to give you is be present and not panic. What happens if our boss is shouting on us, if we've missed our deadline, we start panicking a lot. Why we are panicking? Because we start thinking what will happen in the next hour, in the next day, in the next week. What will my boss say? What will my colleagues say? Etc. etc. We start having all these negative thoughts coming to our mind and we start panicking. And when we start panicking, even if we are not going to make a mistake, we land up making a mistake. So we don't have to panic. We have to look at what is happening today in today's time. And that you can only do when you start practicing mindfulness. Yes, you heard it right. Be mindful. So your to-do list is very long, right? That is running, that is endless. Your to-do list will never finish. It's always going to keep adding things, adding things. There's a lot of things that you will keep adding to your to-do list. But what you need to do is you need to pay attention in the present. What is there with you right now in that moment? Don't think of what's going to happen tomorrow and day after. Look at how is your today, how is whatever is happening, what is happening in that moment right now. So be present in that moment and don't go into what's going to happen in the future, right? That can be handled when that thing comes up. Today, handle your today's situation. So pay attention in the present moment, and being mindful is also being aware of your thoughts, accepting what thoughts are coming to you, accepting your feelings without judging yourself. So if negative thoughts are coming to you, don't start judging that, I'm not never going to succeed. If you think your boss is going to be angry with you, don't judge yourself in the moment. So without judging yourself, start realizing what you're feeling, what your thoughts are. Is your body reacting to those thoughts? And now to the main point. What are you supposed to do about it? Find a quiet corner in your office. Like I mentioned in the first, take a chill pill, deep breathing. Find a quiet corner at your workplace. Close your eyes for some time and do normal breathing or deep breathing, whatever that you want to do. But shut your eyes, and you can even put on some light relaxation music as well, just to calm your nerves, just to calm yourself down. And if during this time when your eyes are shut and you're doing your breathing exercise and you're listening to some soothing music, not very loud music, but play it at a very low volume that only you can listen it, and you're not getting distracted by that music, and you're deep breathing. In that time, if your mind is wandering here and there, going, my boss must be there, I think I should rush out of this room, I think I'm just wasting my time, I could have replied to those mails, I could have called that client. So if your mind is going into different direction, it's okay. Try to bring that mind back and concentrate in your inhaling and exhaling, because you will realize that these small little things that you do, it's actually helping you to calm down, it's helping you to focus a little better, and it's helping you to handle your present situation in a better way. So you can start this by spending, say, 1 minute, 2 minutes, and you can slowly increase it to 5 minutes. It's not like you have to do it for half an hour. Try doing it for 1 minute, 2 minutes, and then you can increase it up to about 3 minutes. Don't do it for like more than 5 minutes. It's not needed. It actually allows you to bring your focus back, bring your breathing to normal, bring your heart rate to normal, and you're able to start looking at things in a more reasonable manner as to why these things are happening. Please try this technique. These are little small little things, but they go a long way in making you more productive and changing your stressful situation into an easy one where you're able to reason out as to why things are happening in a certain way. Now, the next one is, which is a natural stress reliever, which is exercise, right? You need to start your day by exercising. Now, many people say that, I do my yoga in the morning, but the moment I reach office, I'm very stressed out. So if you're feeling a little stressed out during your lunch hours, please step out of your office, go for a little walk, leave your phone behind, or even if you're carrying your phone, put it on silent, not on a vibrator mode, put it on silent, go for a walk, bring your mind back to as to why things are happening in that manner, so that you become more reasonable, you're able to look at a larger picture and not just look at what's happening right now in that moment with you. If you don't have the time to step out of the office, and because you're like on your laptop working on some very important presentation, all you need is just get up from your chair and do a bit of a stretching. Try to give your back a little rest, stretch your legs, stretch your arms, turn your head around so that, muscles are feeling a little more relaxed and they're not tensed up. So this is a natural stress reliever when you start giving some form of exercise to your body. And it also enhances your mood as well. I'm not going to tell you any more stuff of inhaling, exhaling, and exercise, because the next one is, how do you slay your to-do monster? There is a long to-do list. How do you slay that? I've covered this in a lot of my previous videos as well. So what you need to do, put your entire day's to-do into a sheet, write down your to-dos that you have to do throughout the day on a piece of paper, put it in front of you, right? As you are finishing your task, start ticking down items that you finished. Because when you see that out of those 20 items you finished 5, there is a sense of, what should I say? There's a sense of accomplishment. You feel happy that, okay, fine, chalo, पांच चीजें तो हमने खत्म करी. So it starts taking that stress out of your mind. If you think कि नहीं मेरे दिमाग में सब कुछ है, I don't need to write on a piece of paper, but वो दिमाग आपको बार बार ये बताएगा that you know how much stuff is left, and it's not going to tell you what you've already achieved. So when you start writing down it is in front of you, and you start picking with whichever color pen that you like, be it red, blue, green. So start picking with that pen. You will actually feel that you feeling less stressed about it, because जितना बड़ा काम था अब एटलीस्ट उसमें से काफी काम आपने खत्म कर लिया है और थोड़ा सा ही अब काम बचा है, राइट? एंड यू कैन ऑल्सो स्ले दिस टू डू लिस्ट बाय प्रायोरिटाइजेशन, बिकॉज व्हेन यू स्टार्ट प्रायोरिटाइजिंग योर थिंग्स इनटू urgent and important, I've spoken about this in my previous videos also, which is like you put all your tasks into 4 quadrants. So make 4 quadrants on a piece of paper. Write something that is urgent and very important, something that is urgent but not very important, something that is important but not very urgent, and the last quadrant is it's neither urgent and nor important. So when you start categorizing your tasks into urgent and important categories, you will realize that many of your things you will get sorted with it. Something which is very urgent and very important, this is a priority, you will have to finish it first. Something that is important but not very urgent, which means you don't have to do it right now, you can even do it later. So you'll not be very stressed about that I have to finish this also. And some tasks which are neither urgent nor important, you can obviously postpone it for a later time, or you can delegate those things to your team members to do it, so that you are not wasting your precious time into doing those things. It's not like you only have to do that task. So there would be some items in your to-do list that you can actually transfer it to other people. Try this prioritization technique, and I'm sure you will feel more relaxed and you will feel more focused into doing where your personal involvement is required. And don't forget to tick off whatever things that you are finishing off. It takes a little bit of stress off your mind. The next one is equally important, because when you're panicking, when we're stressed out, what happens? We start either eating a lot or we don't eat at all, right? And what we eat is also very junk. We start having a lot of caffeine. Although my episode is Thinking Out Loud Thursdays over coffee, but I do not recommend having like 10 cups of coffee. I've seen myself, a lot of my colleagues in my past organizations, whenever they used to be very stressed, they used to keep having black coffees, or one after the other cups of coffees used to keep coming. So too much of caffeine is not good. Too much of sugar is not good. You shouldn't be having your Coke, Pepsis back to back because you feel that sugar rush is going to take care of your stress levels. It does, but then you're harming your body in the long run. So please practice healthy eating. Carry some snacks with you, carry some fruits with you. So even if you're feeling hungry because of the stress, you know what to do. You can eat something healthy instead of putting junk in your body, and that junk will also lead to a lot of stress. It'll add stress and not take away the stress from you. So please start developing healthy eating habits and have a very nice peaceful sleep at night, because when we are so stressed out, so it happens with me many times that if I have an event coming up and I'm so stressed out, I'm unable to sleep. And even if I'm sleeping, I have those dreams of whether those props have been put or not, whether that reception counter was made, was all the artists are there ready or not, is the presentation ready for that event or not. So even in my sleep, I'll be thinking about the event, and then when I wake up, I'm like very exhausted and very tired because I'm stressed. Right? So you need to make sure that you create an environment where you're able to sleep. Make a routine for yourself. Like, for example, if you think that, before going to bed, you want to take a long hot shower, do that. If you think that, by reading a book for 5 minutes is going to put you to sleep in a better way, do that. If you think that having a nice ambient light in your room with a little dim music going on is going to put you off to sleep, do that. So make a routine for yourself so that you get very nice, restful sleep for at least 6 to 7 hours. That brings me to the next point, that make a routine for yourself, which I was just mentioning. For your sleep, you need to have a routine for yourself. If you start putting all the things that you have to do in a day in a calendar, so you have a calendar in your phone, you have a calendar in your laptop, So what you need to do is that whatever things that you're doing throughout the day, you have some meetings, you have to take out some time for a presentation, you have to make some calls to your customers, you have to check some emails. So all you need to do is just block your time in your calendar for specific tasks that you have to do. Right? So when you put everything in a calendar and say, for example, your boss walks up to you and says, oh, hey, even this work needs to be done now. So you can obviously show your calendar to your boss to say that I'm working on these things. There's hardly any time for me to take on this. And your boss looks at your calendar and he will get a feeling that you're so serious about your work that you've started maintaining a calendar. He'll look at your calendar and say that, you're not bluffing. You actually don't have any time. So then he will say that, okay, fine, you can either do this tomorrow or, okay, fine, this is not very important. You can do this tomorrow. Please do this because this is urgent. So what is happening is you're not getting overloaded with work, but there's something going out and then some new work is adding to your calendar. So start putting all your stuff that you have to do in a day into a calendar, and even your personal things that you have to do, because you have to make time for your personal passions and your hobbies also. So if you want to go for a spa, you want to go for a movie, you want to catch up with your friends over a drink, put that in your calendar that, okay, fine, after office hours, these are the things that I'm doing, so that you're able to balance your work and your personal life also. And with this, I'll also tell you that follow a 5-minute rule. Now, that 5-minute rule is also, you can apply it in your Pomodoro technique, which is like you work for 25 minutes and you take a 5-minute break, short break. You again work for 25 minutes, you take a 5-minute break. Do this for 2 hours and take a longer break of about 30 minutes. Now, that's Pomodoro technique for you. But this 5-minute rule also works where you can club all the small little things like checking off emails, doing some short calls to the customer, respond to some messages, some emails, etc. Which you think that all the things that you can do in that 5 minute, try to finish all those small little things in that 5 minutes. So the 5-minute rule is also applicable to ensure that you're not very stressed at work, and also will ensure that you are able to handle your work in a more smarter manner. Take a work routine, put everything in the calendar, follow this 5-minute rule, and do a digital detox. That's very much required. At least once a day, keep 30 minutes where you do not touch any of your digital gadgets. This you don't need to do it at workplace. You can do it at home, so that your eyes get the rest, your mind gets the rest, and you feel rejuvenated after that. So please turn on your notification bells, keep your phone away, keep your laptop away, all your digital gadgets away, and maybe just sit in your balcony, have a cup of tea or a juice, whatever that you want to have. Enjoy the nature during that time. Now, the seventh tip or the technique that I want to give you is start writing a book or a journal. Now, writing a book doesn't mean that you write actually a book and publish it the way I did. So I published my first book last year, October, which was Career Chaos and Coffee Stains. If you've still not got a copy of that book, you can get it from Amazon. It's available. Now, this Career Chaos and Coffee Stains was a book that I wrote on my professional journey. The challenges that we all professionals face when we start working, all the things that we encounter at our workplace, all the challenges that we face, all the mishaps that happen at our workplace, which I've actually named it as coffee stains, because those stains represent the mishaps that happen, right? So it's a very interesting book. You can grab your copy from Amazon and do share as to how you find my book. But here, when I'm talking about write a book, I mean you start writing as to what is giving you stress at work and what is making you happy at work, which is like to say that you are maintaining a ledger book for yourself. You are maintaining a balance sheet of your work, right? Or you can treat it as asset and liability. Whatever is giving you happiness is asset. Whatever is giving you stress and anxiety is your liability. So when you start writing down things on a daily basis, that, okay, fine, I came out of that meeting, I was feeling very stressed out. Write down, because of that meeting, I was stressed out. Or you felt that, okay, fine, your boss today was very happy with you, and so you were very happy. So you write down, felt motivated after my boss appreciated my work. So when you start writing down your asset and your liabilities, or your debit or your credit, whatever ledger that you're maintaining, then you start asking yourself, then you start realizing that how are these things making you feel? What are my reactions when those things happened with me? And how am I going to resolve it? right? Eventually, the solution is inside you only. Only you need to find it. And writing these things down, you actually then start asking yourself a lot of questions. How is it making you feel? How are you reacting to these things? And how will you handle or how will you resolve these things? Only when you've faced a situation, you know this is the situation, then you will yourself find ways of handling or tackling that situation. So try writing this journal. I'm sure you will be surprised the way you will start handling things from the next time onwards. And lastly, I want to talk about is switch off. Yes, you heard me right. Don't switch off your phone right now because you're watching this video, but switch off meaning you need a break. We are not machines. Even machines after a particular time need some servicing, need oiling, need to be rebooted, right? We are humans. We need a break too. We cannot work non-stop for years and months and days. We need a break too. So please start utilizing your paid leaves, your casual leaves, your sick leaves, whatever leaves that you have pending. Go for a holiday somewhere. If you like beaches, you can go to a beach destination. If you like hills, go for hills. If you like trekking, go for trekking. And if you really don't have the leisure, you don't have the money to go for a holiday. I used to do this early on in my career. When I started my career, I used to also face a lot of stressful situations. So what I used to do was that I used to pick up a hotel room somewhere in Delhi area, and I used to check it into that hotel. I used to enjoy myself, sleep as much as I want. I used to eat whatever that I want to eat. I used to just order room service and the food used to come. And I used to do this 2 night kind of a break or a 1 night break also I used to do. Take a short mini break in the city itself by just checking into a hotel, pampering myself, sleeping as much as I want with no restrictions, eating whatever I feel like eating. I used to just order and I used to have that food in the evening. I used to just go sit by the pool. So it's all like, so if you don't think you have the leisure of time and money to go out on some exotic locations, you can even take that little vacation in your own city as well. But this vacation time is needed for you to switch off, unwind yourself so that you are rejuvenated and you feel fresh when you come back. So keep moving ahead, improve your quality of life, improve your ability to handle stress at work and your overall well-being. Start small, but be consistent. And if nothing works for you, please take some support. Seek support either from a counselor or from your family members or your friends. Speak to somebody and seek for that support. On that note, we come to the end of our episode. I really hope that you found value in this episode. And if there's anything else that you would like to add to whatever I've spoken about today, as to how are you handling your stress and anxiety, what are the things that you are doing, please do leave a comment for me, as that would be even helpful for other people who are watching this video, and even they can find value from whatever that you are commenting about. Please take care of yourselves. But before you go, please consider subscribing. Have a great day, everyone. And I'm going to see you next Thursday with a new episode. Bye-bye.